Hey, welcome to another video from SkinnyMedic. So I have another after action medical report video for you guys. You guys really like these videos. This one isn't a gunshot. This isn't a vehicle versus pedestrian. This is a bicycle accident, which is very common. Could happen to you on a weekend, on afternoon rides. YouTube doesn't appreciate these videos very much, and they generally get demonetized pretty quickly. I appreciate Sonoran Desert Institute for sponsoring this video. If you're looking for some online gunsmithing classes and some other educational classes to do with firearms, they're a great resource. I'll put a link down below for them. I appreciate their support for the channel. This little clip here isn't like, oh my gosh, in your face, that's a lot of blood. But this patient is in trouble, could be in trouble. This is a bicycle accident. He's wearing a helmet, goes down a hill, but he has potential for a pelvis fracture, and I want to talk about that with you guys. So, what do you guys think? Pretty extreme there. That's a heck of an embankment he goes down. So a couple of things I think about immediately is a pelvic fracture. And then I think, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this guy out? So spinal cord injury is another thing that you need to think about here. Blunt trauma straight up the spine could obviously cause some issues there. But the pelvis, I feel like, is taking the brunt from that middle bar landing. So here are a couple x-rays of different pelvic fractures. You can have lateral fracture, you can have in the midline as well, a bookshelf fracture. Man, these can be super painful and life-threatening. The problem comes in is it's very vascular down there. Your femoral arteries are running down there. They actually split off right near the pelvis area and start coming down. So you can bleed a lot inside the pelvis, about 3 to 4 liters, which is almost your entire blood volume. Definitely probably puts you over in that decompensated shock after you lose about half your blood volume. So super serious condition here. So life-threatening, internal bleeding that we probably can't wound pack, things like that, because it's more than likely it's going to be closed. So you're going to feel the pelvis and you're going to feel like crunching. We call it crepitus, but you're going to feel that kind of crunching. It may be a closed fracture, so we don't see anything on the external surface there, but you feel that crepitus. So you push down and push in just a little bit. Be gentle with it because these are painful, but you're going to feel it. No blood on the outside. You can see some bruising, but bruising is going to be a late sign of internal bleeding. So our vital signs are going to be important to kind of see if we have internal bleeding. So increased heart rate, maybe a decreased blood pressure, mental status, like they're going to get confused, they're going to be altered mental status. There's some signs and symptoms of shock that we can take a look at there. So, how do you treat this? Okay, well, EMS hopefully is going to have a pelvic binder. A pelvic binder kind of goes over across the pelvis and we squish everything together to help control bleeding. You guys probably don't carry that in your general first aid kit. So I did a video a while back on the Rise splint from TagMed Solutions, and in that video I talked about a pelvic binder that you could use it. So basically it's a splint that wraps around the pelvis. You use a soft T, tourniquet, and you can compress it down. So generally the commercial splints are better, but for the average person they're not going to carry a commercial splint. So something like the Rise splint, or you could take some cravats or towels. If you're going to improvise a pelvic binder, you can use cravats, blanket, towel, something like that. But basically you wrap it around just on top of the pelvis and then tie a knot and then pull it. It takes 2 people. Like you pull from one side, I'll pull the other side. I'm going to get super tight. And then just tie an overhand knot. But you really got to get that pelvis compressed down, and that's going to help control bleeding. It's going to help pain control, helps a lot of things there. So a spinal cord injury is a possibility. I would try to limit how much I move the patient around, trying to get him out of the woods here. Backboard would be super handy, but maybe I don't have that. A litter, a soft litter. If it's an emergency situation and I can't get to help EMS, then we got to try to carry this guy out. Maybe we improvise one with some webbing, like the halo harness would be good here. Number of ways, but we got to try to get this guy evac'd out to help to EMS. So a couple of things to think about here is pelvic binder, shock, and then how do we get this guy out. So I thought it was a cool video, something different for you guys. I appreciate the support. You never know when you'll be the first responder. Remember, you need the right gear and the right training.